Kar Hala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakateh Yahweh, Brakateh Yahweh Shai, Brakateh Yahweh, Brakateh Yahweh Shai, Brakateh Yahweh, Brakateh Yahweh Shai, Dwada, Abba, Abba, Kar Kadash. Giving double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone that teaches truth, 100% truth. Let's do a quick commentary, impromptu. Watching this brother video, and he was going into how Jake always liked to Monday morning quarterback, so to speak. If anybody understands that, it's talking about like after something's done, they always say how they could have done it better. And you know, in the way Jake summed it up, man, it was beautiful because he was explaining how pretty much how these scoffers think and how they come about, you know, because these scoffers has always got a better way. Or Yahweh Shai should have did this, or Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai should have did it this way. You know, why are we going through what we're going through? You know, that's one of the biggest questions amongst our people. Why would the Lord let this happen to us? And the brother summed it up perfectly, man. You know, we go through what we go through, and first of all, it's all with the Lord's intent, you know, whatever his will is, you know. And our thinking is not on the level of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. We don't even come close, you know. So we don't understand. It's too great for our minds to even fathom why he do what he do, why we had to go through what we went through. And like the brother said, he could have just left everything all perfect, you know, from Adam and Eve, where we just stayed in paradise the whole time. But if we're just in paradise the whole time, how can we understand what the other side is like, you know? And sometimes you have to experience those things to be able to make judgment on those things, you know? If we always in a comfortable house, in a comfortable environment, you know, we never go outside the house, or everything is always handed and given to us, it's hard to appreciate what you get and receiving all the time until you've been outside of the house, or you kicked outside of the house, and you have to scramble for food. You know, you have to scramble for a place for shelter, clothing, and all these things. You know, and once you finally get back into good graces and get back in the house again, you learn to appreciate and value those things, man. And you know, I understood why when I came into this truth, but as far as being able to explain it like that to somebody, you know, it makes perfect sense, you know. And I understand, you know, how can you know good and evil unless you've been through it, you know? Speak like the elder apostle, the one, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but he was saying in one of his sermons, this back when one of the first of GMS, one of the first elders, can't think of his name right now, but he was saying, how can we know good and evil unless we experience it? You have to know the good and the bad. And believe me, you know, we went off, you know, it was by design. We went off and we took a hell of a beating, man, hell of an ass whooping, and we still are to this day. And like, you know, like the brother was saying, we only had 40 years of peace. 40 years of peace. And after that, it's been nothing but downhill from there, you know, getting our ass kicked, handed to us. You talking about a time of slavery, man. I was reading a book, Solomon Northrop, you know, the 12 Years a Slave author. And he was going through some of the details of what they went through, and it's unimaginable, man. But you know, that's probably not even the worst of it, you know, what some of us went through. You know, in our times past, you know, because, you know, reincarnation, we've been here over and over again. But, you know, we have to experience these things. So now we know how to make judgment and be judges and rulers over the earth when time comes, man, that we're going to be in that position. So we're not going to be able to say that we don't understand, or, you know, it's hard to make a rulership over. Because, you know, you go to some of these court systems, man, you know, a lot of these judges and people they come from entitled positions in life, you know, they come from entitled families, you know, some of the leaders, you know, so they can't explain to you why you, when you come to face that judge, why you do some of the things you've done, why you went in a store and maybe have stole something and got caught, you know. Or some of these politicians, you know, that never been through anything. Like, for instance, Donald Trump. You know, he come from a well-to-do family, so he don't know the struggles of what it is like to have to work 2 jobs to try to make ends meet. You know, having to fill up your car and hopefully you get enough gas that's gonna make it through the week. You know, cutting back on your groceries and shit like that. Pretty much rob Peter to pay Paul, man. They don't understand that shit. Putting off one bill for another bill. Now, these are the things that we experience, man. So we know about wages and how wages should be. And the Bible tells us, man, a man should get paid for what he do that day. And you should be given 60% of your money back in taxes. And that's pretty much what we get paying back in taxes, man. So we understand these things because we've gone through the struggle. And you see a lot of these Edomites, man, they're on TikTok and all that crying because now these curses are being reversed. Their own people are putting them up under this hardship. And they experiencing hardship for the first time, you know. But Jake, us as a people, we always been in the struggle, man. We always been in the struggle. It's nothing new to us. So we understand these things. So if it come time to make decision making and policy making and laws, you know, based on that. But basically our law is going to be on these laws, statutes, commandments, man. We're just going to enforce those laws, but we're going to have a deep understanding of these laws because we lived it. We've been through it. We know what it's like to work under a tyrannical type boss, man. A tyrannical, oppressive system that exploits and take advantage of the fatherless, man, and the widows. We understand these things. We understand why Yahweh Shem Yahushua has a lot of these laws in place. The land laws, the dietary laws, man. Why you shouldn't be harvesting the shrimp, you know, the crabs, lobster, and all the shellfish out of the ocean. Because it has its purpose. Because of the laws, man. Why we not supposed to be eating pork? Because the pig has its benefit on the planet Earth because he's a scavenger. He's supposed to help clean the earth. We're not supposed to eat that type of meat. And we know what the health issues that's going to come from you consuming a beast like that, you know. Of wearing mixed fabrics. Of women being promiscuous. A father not being in the house and the home. We understand these things. So, you know, and that's what comforts us in this truth because we understand why we go through what we go through, man. There's a lot of Jakes, the average Jake, the scoffer out there, he can't fathom that. He can't cross his mind because of that. But we understand why we're going through because there's something so much more on the other end of this, man. We're at the last end of our captivity, man. And that's these Edomites. There's the last rulers that's going to be over us. And it was the worst of the worst the Lord put over us this time. So we know how the end is going to be to this story that Yahushua put together. We know that we're going to emerge from the end of this, as winners, man. So we're going to win out in the end. We just have to hold on and endure, those of us that's in this truth, that understand this truth. But the 2/3, you know, they're going to understand on the other side, unfortunately. They're going to have to go through what they go through. And the ones that's really sold out, you know, a lot of these influencers that receiving their reward on this side, on the other end, man, the Lord said, I kept quite quote the scripture, but those who are most in this society are going to be least in the kingdom of heaven, man. But they're still going to be above these other nations. They're just going to be least in our kingdom because they chose to have their riches now. They chose to be carnal like these heathens. Therefore, they sold out to these heathens. But that's neither here or there, because we don't have to worry about their salvation. We worry about our salvation. Our job is to preach the word, to get it out, and get the blood off our hand. You know, whether they take it or receive it or continue on in their wickedness. But you know, it's got to be a 2/3 that's going to be destroyed. So the Bible tells you that. And it's got to be a 1/3. And Lord will, we receive our crown and we're found to be redeemable. That we can endure these hardships that we're going to go through and emerge clean on the other side, man, able to receive those garments, man. You can't put a filthy body in a fresh, clean garment, man. That body has to be clean. It has to be scrubbed. It has to go through the fire, man. And that's our infirmities and affliction that we go through on this side. That's preparing us for something great, for those new bodies, man. Those immortal bodies, man. Bodies is never going to break down. Tapping into 100% of our mind, man. That's what the Lord tell you. He's going to put new hearts in us, man. A fleshly heart. He's going to take out that stony heart, man. So we get prepared for our new positions. And that's the hell that we catch, you know, that we've gone through. That we're doing right now to this day. So Lord will, man, hopefully that lesson's edifying to anybody, you know, that hears this. But we just have to endure this for a moment, bro. That's all. With that, say shalom.